you have another way to communicate with residents, a podcast.
A podcast, yeah. This was an idea that we've been kicking around for a little while now, and we're leveraging North TV to help us put this together through this public relations support contract that we have. And we're happy to be able to bring in guests, department heads, different folks, people that are in town that are making an impact and telling their story, telling what's going on in town and how town hall and town government is working. So we're really excited. We've got one episode already out, and we've just finished up the second one, and we're getting ready to do a third.
I'm older than you, certainly. I don't listen to podcasts. Is this a way to maybe reach younger residents who do listen to podcasts?
Well, I certainly hope so, and I would highly encourage you to start listening to podcasts. There's some great stuff that's out there, a number of different things that you can get on information, finding stories, right? Professional development. Yes, we're targeting younger folks, but we're targeting everybody that wants to use this medium to find out more information about Town Hall.
What does a podcast enable you to do that you can't do, say, on social media?
It allows us to go into a little more depth. We can take an individual or a group of folks and sit down for 20, 30 minutes, right, and have a conversation and get more details and get a little better understanding. Our latest version that'll come out on Monday, the 13th of May, is about Richards Memorial Library, the programs, what they got coming up this summer, but also about the construction and how they're still open during that time frame. And we're able to talk and get a perspective from the department head, Deb Clifton, and the great job that she's doing with the team she's got down there, and another way to get informed about what's going on in North Attleboro. And if you want to help, and it's just an opportunity for us to keep putting out the message and talking about the great things that are happening in North Attleboro.
I know, member of the Board of Assessors, the assistant assessor was part of the first podcast, Richards Memorial Library, the second. Will you be going through each department throughout the course of the year?
Yeah, so we're lining up a lot of the departments, but we're also picking, like our third one, we're going to do a Memorial Day special, talking with a couple of veterans that work here in Town Hall and what Memorial Day means to them. And we're going to release that one on Memorial Day, and we're looking forward to it. But look, it's any topic. It could be any department. It could be with a resident. It could be with somebody that's made a difference here in town, a volunteer or something. So we just want to be able to communicate all the great stories that are coming out.
How much has communication changed over the years? You've only been in North Attleboro now for what, 7 years?
No,
not that long. But a few years. But going back to the 70s, when newspapers were really the only way to communicate with people.
Yeah, so I think communications in general has really changed significantly. People get their information in a number of ways. So you talked about newspapers as one of the key ways. And then television. I can remember when there were only 3 stations on television. So, and we've come a long way and we just want to be able to touch on all those different ways. We now communicate through social media because everybody has, a smartphone. The majority of folks do, and we're hearing and we're seeing that that's the way that they're consuming and getting their information and news. So we want to be able to tap into that, right? Podcast was one of those tools. The town website, our social media platforms, right? We still talk to regular media outlets, the newspapers and the local television, and any other television stations that would like to do stories with us as well. But it's also figuring out how our residents want and need to get the information. We want to be able to meet those needs and communicate with them about all the great things that are happening in North Attleboro.